with this SDOC group, this is, what does DOC stand for? Department of Corrections. That's right. So they don't believe that this Murdaugh feller should be allowed to speak, show evidence. He shouldn't be allowed to do any of that, apparently. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that DOC victimizes the victims, and their primary victims are homeless people. Now, does it bother any of these pieces of shit that I have to see my predators? Not just on TV. They get to slander me in court, and I'm not allowed to defend myself. I'm not allowed to show evidence, and public pretenders are not going to do their fucking jobs. They refuse to do their jobs. They commit criminal acts, and then they pretend that it's a civil thing. I have to get a lawyer. I can't get a lawyer because of the mentally ill tags, stupid. No lawyer will fucking touch it. Meanwhile, if I had money, but I don't have any money because my predators saw to it that I didn't. They saw to it that every penny that I had was spent trying to defend myself from fucking monsters. They took this guy's cell phone privileges away and his tablet privileges away because he spoke with his lawyer, shared information with his lawyer. And it is okay. It is okay for these interviews to be made. There are plenty of interviews made while people are in prison, even for double life sentences. But here's the thing. You get to see how it's censorship, how it's going out of its way, the whole system, to fleece the American public. Now, did this Murdaugh feller, did he really kill his wife and son? I don't fucking know. I wasn't there. What I do know is that the system is so incredibly corrupt that he's probably innocent. Do they give a fuck about the victims? No, they fucking don't. DOC victimizes victims for a living. And that's the problem. We should be killing prison guards, all of them. That's what we should be doing. All these people who say, oh, Sean, you should kill these people and you should kill those people. Well, the police fall into that category, and so do the prison guards, so do the jail guards. See, that's the problem. The media didn't give a fuck about me. My friends didn't give a fuck about me. They cared about their drugs, and their drugs came from the Bollingers. The street people got their drugs from people in houses. Primarily people like Ted Bollinger. Police have lied throughout all of this, and the DA's office has lied throughout all of this. I've got recording after recording showing that. Fuck this goddamn country. When it comes to stopping abuse, you gotta get off your ass. Making the victim do it by themselves, not finding out what they're even capable of. Instead, you're too busy being selfish pieces of shit who only care about you. Don't pretend to care about people like me if you don't. The police not doing their jobs in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and now it's 2023. Almost 2024. And because my predators have been able to prey and victimize me based on disabilities I don't even have, The fact that law enforcement officers who I was trying to turn in were allowed to slander my name, and the hospitals just wrote it down. That's not the same as getting a diagnosis. That's a police officer pretending you already had one. Up next, I'll be calling a hospital. Now, what choices do I have? What decisions do I have? What options do I have? Well, for me, I collected a lot of evidence, just needed help turning it in. But now there's thousands of crimes that have been committed against me. And then people want to say, oh, Sean, it's too much. Really? Well, then tell the police that. Tell the courts that. Go with me and fucking make the goddamn statement. Don't fucking tell me something you're not telling the cops or the courts. Because I'm going to call you a fucking liar. Did Kayla Trujillo tell the courts or the cops what she told me? No, she never made an effort to do so. She just claimed that she would. How about Mandy Singer? How about Mandy Hughes? How about Kara Johnson Miles? The police helped these people to get away with these crimes. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Now, as far as the police go, any excuse that they can make to try to shut you up and prevent you from turning a goddamn thing in, they'll do. All cops are on the same side. And unfortunately, it is the side of tyranny. They specifically target broke people, especially the homeless. When they want to murder somebody, they're more likely to kill a homeless person than anyone else. I am against racism and racist hate groups like BLM. I'm not against sexism. At this point, I think it's entirely appropriate to be sexist against women. I think it is entirely appropriate to speak up about abuse by women. The majority of the people that I've had to deal with in this situation are women. The majority of these services that I've had to go to only help women. And then there's the questions that they ask. Do you have a friend or family member to help you with this? No, I don't. Okay. Well, then what do? They take that as a free ride. I had friends and family who claimed that they would help me, but they never tried. Not having a place to go through all this is fucking hell. The fact that I had everything taken from me because I did what I was told. What did doing what TFCC told me to do, what did that result in? Me being abused by TFCC and other agencies. This country fucking sucks. A lot of people here, they got friends and family in this town. I don't. As far as those youngins being little shitheads, I don't hate them either. I absolutely hate a lot of the things that they've done. It's gross. At the same time, it ain't all their fault. Their parents got to take some responsibility for teaching their kids that shit and not putting their kids in check when they do fucked up shit. There he goes. The police worked together and coordinated with my predators to make sure that I would be victimized repeatedly. And then they pretend that because I speak up or because I have a meltdown, a fucking mental goddamn breakdown from abuse, that I'm some sort of a horrible person. Fuck the goddamn police. None of these people who told me about these good cops told any stories about these cops actually being good. Most of them told me stories about these cops committing felonies. Oh yeah, he's a good cop because he committed felony and putting at risk 17-year-old who was drunk at risk by having him walk down the street for fucking miles, drunk off his ass as an underage kid. Yeah, that was one of Chris Stafford's stories. Meanwhile, Chris Stafford don't give a fuck about me, but he wants to tell me his stories. Do I believe Amanda pulled a gun on him? Well, it's a possibility. Do I believe that he stole Amanda's mom's gun? I believe it's a possibility. The reality is, that gun needs to be found. Might be stuck on this road for a little bit. That is on my ass. Museum right in front of me. I guess I'll turn around there. Looks like the closest place to pull off other than there is a farm over here. And knowing the mentality of the people in this town, yeah, I don't really want to stop at a farm. Alright, there's a stop sign on the right here, so I should be able to pull over here. Oh, there we go. Poor guy's getting stuck behind me. So it costs a lot of money to try to get this shit taken care of. It costs a lot of money to buy electronics. It costs a lot of money to fucking pay people to show up and help. It also costs a lot more when they don't show up. when they don't help, when they just take my money and run. Different when you make a call with somebody else. Yeah, you might get lied to just the same, but at least you got a witness. Jason Aldean is a fucking idiot. You don't have to worry about getting mugged at a stoplight because it's too difficult to get away with it. It's a lot easier to get away in a city. That might sound counterintuitive. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. I do make sure I say that a lot because it's important. It's important for you to know that there are people who are victimized to the point they just want their lives to end. And what do you do about these people who want their lives to end? You railroad them. You pretend like there's something wrong with them because they have a real and actual natural reaction to abuse. Now, none of these things are apparently wrong to do to me, but if I threaten to do any of this shit back, well, apparently I'm some sort of an evil, horrible, rotten monster out to destroy everyone's life. Go fuck yourselves. Between now and the 12th. Well, why isn't the cops do this shit? We should probably address that. Why isn't the cops press false charges on people? Off from access to their evidence, to have them illegally imprisoned so they don't have access to their evidence or to any of their friends or family, any of their support network, and they have to be dependent upon what? Public pretenders who won't do their job. They don't help out the victim, they help out the prosecution. Those are the only people they help. A lot of people are mad at me because they were recorded. Well, I told the truth, didn't I? I told you I record everything to the best of my abilities. When you want to get angry at me because I recorded something, shit, I told you I was recording. It's not my fault you were a dumbass. It's not my fault you didn't take me seriously. As far as the victims, see, these guys have already decided who the victim is in situations like mine. They've already decided that because I have a penis and they can call me mentally ill, that I don't stand an honest chance in hell. So it must be okay to just railroad me. Nobody cares about Sean, we'll just railroad him. Natalie Bollinger thought that. Her sister thought that. And neither one of those dumb cunts were intelligent enough to understand that I'm not a fucking retard. That I will defend myself. That I will speak up. It wasn't my lack of trying. It was your lack of humanity. You wanted to talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. tried to help turn it in. Now here's the thing, there are certain predators that if I see them, I will end their existence. Because if I see them, I know that they're here to end mine. The police have done everything that they can to help actual predators like Ted Bollinger get away. Actual predators like Kara Johnston Miles to get away. Actual predators like Andrew Witcher to get away. Andrew Witcher raped his own stepdaughter and her mother, all fucked up on cocaine, helped Andrew Witcher to get away. When I was in prison, I wasn't convicted of jack shit. I was only in prison because the police officers wanted to prevent me from turning them in. Time to turn off my phone. It's almost dead again. 1% battery.